Hello, Caviar Dreamers.
Hello, Caviar Dreamers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're still calling it the New Year because, to be honest, I wanted to take back the way things are going. But
I'll return my trial.
Yes,
done.
exactly. But we have a great guest today who is so inspiring. I'm literally obsessed with him.
His infectious energy, his zest for living is beyond.
We have Isaac Boots.
Woo! Yes, that's right. He created an insane workout called Torched. He is a celebrity trainer. He is adored.
To Kelly Ripa,
Gwyneth Paltrow,
Jessica Chastain,
Ariana
Lisa Rinna,
Grande.
everybody, but everybody all over the world globally. Because since COVID started, he has started an online thing every single day at 11 a.m. You can go on. It's not for just celebrities. It's for everyday people like me and you.
That's right.
You just go on. You get your body torched in great shape. And money goes to No Kid Hungry.
Yes, he encourages you after you take the class to go on his GoFundMe, and the money goes to No Kid Hungry. And in the pandemic, since March, he has raised over $1 million. Devoting his time every day to his Torched class.
Yes, so we're going to hear his inspiring story. So, hi, Isaac. Isaac. Oh my God, thank you so much for coming on. You are super busy, and we're just thrilled to have you on. And thank you so much for coming on. I'm sorry
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are the best way to start the year because you're
love that.
And everything you've done. I mean, we're grateful for you in the universe.
Thank you, honey. Ooh, I love the background. So chic, and you guys are so gorgeous.
Oh, you are so sweet. This is our office. We wanted to have you on because besides the fact that you're so fabulous, you've done so much philanthropic stuff, raised $1 million, over $1 million, which is unbelievable. You know, our podcast is basically about people who have a dream, who are disruptors in the industry, who make it happen, and just where you've come from and where Isaac has began and where Isaac is now is so inspirational to so many. So it's just, you got to tell us everything. I mean, you were born in Hawaii. You said you were on food stamps. Let's just talk about you as a child.
Yeah. Okay. So I was born in a very different situation. Okay. A very small town in the middle of the Pacific. And, you know, yes, we grew up on food stamps. And, you know, it sounds very sort of Dickensian talking about it. But I do want to make it clear that my grandma was amazing. And she was like a vat of love, you know. And my mom had me when she was really, really young. She was 17. And she sacrificed a lot for me and worked her ass off. Okay, 3 or 4 jobs, but I remember those years, you know, when it was really tough, and I remember the conversations being had, you know, about money and about food and just necessities, and seeing other kids having things that I didn't, and so it sort of created this sort of discrepancy with, okay, like I'm not unhappy, but I also feel like something's missing. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And I always say that that my grandmother taught me love, and my mother taught me drive. And I think that's really stayed with me throughout my entire life. You know, I couldn't afford dance classes, but I loved to dance. And so Madonna was kind of my first dance teacher, because I would just watch MTV and obsess over her videos and try to imitate every move she made. And finally in high school, there was an after-school dance program, and it was like a mecca, you know, and I finally found a place that I could be myself, that I could work on my craft and really learn. And you know, I also come from a very conservative family and community, and very religious, and, you know, I was an anomaly. You know, I'm named after my father and my grandfather. And they're very macho boxers, like Hawaiian bros.
Yes.
And I was doing paddle turns on the beach. So it was like, they were like, the fuck? But I always had to be me, you know, and thankfully I had a grandmother who sort of made me feel unconditional love and gave me the space to do that. When I was 17, the day after a high school graduation, I bought a one-way ticket from Hawaii to New York,
Wow.
8 a.m. the next morning, with money that I had saved up, and I had nowhere to live. You know, I had 40 bucks. I had nowhere to live. My friend Matthew Tinker was either a freshman or a sophomore at NYU. I can't quite remember, but I lived on his dormitory floor illegally and just auditioned every day, you know? And now I want to note it that
Yes.
auditioning for Broadway, at least then, you know, it's been a while, but there's a whole protocol. You need an agent. You need to get called in. You need a resume. I didn't even know what a resume was.
You just showed up.
I showed up at agencies' doors and was like, I'm amazing. I need to be on Broadway. And I just bothered them. And I think they either like found it funny or just annoying. And so they finally just like let me go in.
It's the
And
perseverance.
you just got to do that. You have to be fearless with your passion. And thankfully, about 6 to 7 months in, I booked my first show and I started touring and really started learning my craft like that. I was lucky to be on Broadway for 10 years, nonstop in major shows, Mamma Mia, Hair, Bear, West Side Story.
That's unbelievable. I mean, like,
Which is
just happened. It was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. And that was a huge accomplishment for at that time anyway, from where I came from. You know what I mean? I mean,
That's
making
an accomplishment wherever you come
Yes.
from. That's a big deal. I mean,
yeah.
right arm off to get on Broadway.
You know what though? I do feel like because of how I grew up, I never felt settled in anything. Like I always had a goal and I was made sure to like push until I got it. And when I got the goal, I was never like resting on my laurels or like, oh, I made it. I was always like,
You're never satisfied, right?
it can always be taken away.
I know
You know?
that feeling. The rug could be ripped out from under you.
I always think that. And
I know that feeling.
I think
that's the way the way we grew up, right?
yeah. And I think that's probably why it's so important to me to give back, whether monetarily or with your craft, with whatever you can. Spread the news, spread awareness, get passionate about causes that matter. Because at the end of the day, everything can go. All the fabulousness and material things can go like that, right? But doing good it lasts forever. You know, and I always remember that little boy who I was, and I want to be able to honor him, you know, and if that means just doing what I do every day, and hopefully inciting people instead of paying me for it to feed a kid, that makes everything that I've accomplished in my career worth it.
Wow,
you know,
that's so inspirational, so impressive, such a testament to your grandmother and mother also.
Yeah.
Your family that did the right thing, you know, just the right mix. I mean, because you are so passionate and amazing, and there's so many people who have so much who don't do what you do, and that's even you're unbelievable.
Yeah.
Your class at first was called Torched.
Yeah.
With every celebrity, everybody loved you. You're so infectious. But which I love the name Torched.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Was it a play on words?
It was a play on words. I'm a little controversial, a little cheeky, you know. So it's sort of a double entendre with how it fires up your body, and also that it does feel like mild torture every now and then.
Yes.
So,
I know a lot of my friends were doing
Yeah.
it during COVID while we were locked down. I was filming during lockdowns. Of course, I couldn't do literally crap. But now
yeah.
that I'm getting back to my healthy self after my COVID, I'm going to absolutely been doing it.
I would love it.
I know,
love
yeah.
We show up every day, and it's a great community of people all over the world, which is part of the reason, you know, I've been doing Torch for 10 years now. I created it when I was in West Side Story as a dancer for me. You know, I created it for me with no agenda to make it this worldwide thing, which has been amazing. But which is probably why it doesn't feel like work when I do it, because it's what I did. It's what I would do anyway, just for me. You know, I've choreographed for major pop stars and actresses, and have been training, you know, major people for years now. Everyone from Gwyneth Paltrow to Kelly Ripa, Lisa Rinna, Vanessa Hudgens, Ariana, Priyanka. And so when COVID happened, I offered it as a one-off. And it was at the end of that first live where I saw "Thank You" from Portugal, "Thank You" from Guatemala. And I was like, okay, this is dope. This is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I did it the next day, and then the next, and the viewers started growing and growing and growing. And we had everyone. Now, remember, this is last March. It was strict lockdown.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we had everyone there, like my clients. So we had, you know, Jessica Chastain, Naomi Watts, Lisa Rinna, Kelly Ripa, Lizzie Tish, Wendy Murdoch on, along with people that I've never met all over the world, from frontline workers to doctors, to housewives, to grandfathers, you know? And I was like, this is amazing. It felt like when Soho House first opened.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? But like without the snobbishness.
I wish this one.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Without the snobbishness. And so it was just cool. And it's grown so much since then, and people have cultivated real connections and real friendships with people they've never met in person. And it's been a beautiful way to do what I do, which is what I believe in as a craft, but also have connectivity, which is so essential to being a healthy human. We have to connect.
yes,
It's not natural to just be isolated. It's not.
No,
We are
I mean-
naturally social people. And then also the most amazing thing, which is being able to raise so much for kids who need it, because there's a major hunger pandemic going on in the world, and particularly the US. And I wanted to do something for our home, you know, and it's been amazing.
And you've done so much. I mean, which is in such a short period of time,
Yes.
more than people who've done over years. And that's what's so good. And you're just such a feel good, and your smile's infectious. I just want to know, now, where did Isaac Boots come from? Because Boots isn't your last name.
No, my last name is Calpito.
Yes.
It was a nickname I got in high school because I would show up to the dance studio in my ballet tights and boots. I'm from Hawaii. No one wears boots.
No,
at least when I was there.
I see flip-flops. I don't see.
They wear flip-flops, and we call them rubber slippers. Okay, and I would wear these boots because I knew that I needed to be in New York City, and I equated like Madonna's boots in Desperately Seeking Susan as like armor. I was like, I have to prepare for this situation. And so it was just a nickname that stuck. And when social media happened, I just liked how that looked better than Isaac Calpito with the 2 C's. It just looked stronger. And it's what people have called me for years. So
I know. It's so contingent. Everyone's like Isaac Boots, Isaac Boots. So it caught on perfectly. So what's next? Are you doing collaborations?
I'm doing major collaborations, major partnerships. I'm with Dr. Oz all month. This month.
Wow.
I'm on with my baby Kelly Ripa. I'm getting Kelly and Ryan torched. I have a lot of major partnerships with fashion lines, and just amplifying what we do, you know, and going full out, and targeting every aspect of my personality, which is, you know, theater, Hollywood, fashion, workout, and just being authentic, you know?
That's what it is, because you do, listen, there's other people who I know in the industry who do the workouts, who do this, who I find totally inauthentic, and I can't some, but just everything about you is so authentic, so infectious. And I think that's why people take to you so much, but you deserve the success. Does little Isaac believe like this is your life now?
Woo! You know, little Isaac would not believe that this is big Isaac. you know, and so I always have to sort of keep him alive. It's interesting. I do feel like this has been a natural trajectory to everything I've done, you know, from dance to choreography to training to working in Hollywood to this now. It feels all in one and like a beautiful journey. And I just want to keep doing things that bring me joy for not just the desire for myself alone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's so much better to amplify it so it helps people who need it. And that can be as little as making people feel seen, you know, because all of us have experienced not being seen, not being heard, you know, which is why I started Torched After Dark last summer, which is you know, every night at around 9 p.m. I have a splash, I have a bourbon or some champs, and I invite the Boots babies, as they call themselves, to come on and talk, and we split screen, mainly because I didn't want people to feel like I was only calling out my celebrity friends or my fancy friends or whatever. I want everyone to feel like to feel and know that they are heard, that they're a part of this, you know, and
you're included. You're very
yeah, and look, and it's not all hunky dory always. You know what I mean? Like I wake up and many times I'm like, damn, I got to do it again.
Yeah.
But I'm like, God, this ass. But as soon as I turn it on and I see the comments and the same names of people that I've never met in person, but I feel like I know them now, it changes my whole day. You know, and it just puts you on a daily trajectory of positivity and feeling good and having a laugh and doing something good for your mind, body, and kids.
Yes, I agree.
It's so inspirational too, because the pandemic, being isolated, could literally have shut you down, and yet it blew up your reach to a global level.
Crazy, baby. I mean, when I tell you, look, I've been very blessed and lucky in many ways. Look, I work hard, but a lot of people work hard and didn't necessarily have certain opportunities that I had, and I recognize that. But to be able to do what I do from my living room and connect with people in Tokyo, Australia, Guam, Iceland, Finland, all over Europe, Africa, South America, Canada, it is insane. Like Virgin Islands, like Tahiti, Fiji. I'm like, it's amazing. And they start saying the sayings that I say in class, and it's just cool. It's a beautiful testament to, you know, there are good and beautiful people out there that just are hungry for connection and wellness and a laugh and entertainment, and I'm glad to be able to offer that in any way.
Tell me about after the pandemic, like we start opening up, after people get vaccines, are you going to continue this?
I want to. Yeah, I do. I want to. I love it. And look, like it will shift in ways, but you know, I mean, again, this Torch family, as I said, is not just in New York and the Hamptons and LA, which is where I go. They're everywhere. And I don't want to abandon them. I want to grow it, you know. And I think that's the beauty of technology. And even though there are many pitfalls to social media that you can get wrapped up in,
yes,
there is. This is a testament to the fact that you can do good on it.
Yes,
you're right. I agree.
You know what I mean?
Beauty.
You can.
It's the good part of it.
I mean,
absolutely.
Like people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars throwing a gala in New York City, inviting people to come, and they can't even raise the money that you alone have raised. You know, foundations that have been upstanding for years have galas with every famous person and don't raise $1 million. I mean, this is incredible.
Whew. I don't have an answer to that, except that
that's what's so impressive. That's what's so impressive.
I don't know. You know, I think it's me being me, and I'm bossy too. Like I'm like, I know I got some rich hoes on here. Let's go. like
pump it up.
Come on now.
Yes.
You know?
Bossy
Well,
boots.
yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Glossy boots.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
know. Tell me, your mom.
Yeah.
She must be so proud.
You know,
Is your grandma still alive?
my grandma passed
Oh.
10 years ago, sadly. But my mother is a survivor and a fighter. And I again, I credit her with really instilling in me that wherever you are doesn't mean that's where you have to stay.
Well,
You know,
that's a big lesson.
show up,
Very impressive.
work hard, and don't be. And she did instill in me a sense of fearlessness. Absolutely, you know, and which prepared me to be in rooms with people like Madonna and you know, just major people that I idolized. You know, to not feel inferior and to just be kind, be down to earth, but be confident. You know, and confident because you've worked on yourself and something that you're good at and passionate about.
I think that's a big lesson to everybody. I think that's an incredible lesson that your mother taught you, and I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
You could teach everybody else.
Yeah.
I think so many people get insecure when they feel they're around someone who's more accomplished.
Yeah.
You know, they're a celebrity or more successful, and I feel like it's so important to be confident in your own skin.
I find it exciting, you know, and because you can
way.
learn so much. You can learn so much by just being open and curious. You know, so I think that has been the amazing thing with working with ultra successful people is listening to the stories and see how they interact. You know, and I find that the most successful people, really, for a long amount of time, are kind, are
Yes.
inclusive.
I
You know what I mean?
I
Walking into Madison Square Garden, you know, with, I'm not going to say, but with someone who's been around forever, and she knows the security guard's name and the janitor's name, and asks about their kids. Those things matter. You know, how you treat the people around you, no matter what. I think is everything.
No matter what, I agree. I feel the exact same way. It's so important to treat everybody the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not Mother Teresa. I've been a raging bitch too.
Yeah,
But you know, but being aware of that and like and shifting that, you know, and learning from your mistakes and just trying to be better. You know, it's so much easier to just be nice. You know what I mean? It takes more energy to be not nice because of the repercussions as well. You know?
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, you're fascinating. You really are fascinating. You have to write like a book. Are you writing a book?
You do.
There's talk.
There's talk.
There's a lot of things that you know, I love a 1 year plan, 2 year plan, 5 year, 10, you know, and so I have goals, and I have a lot of beautiful people that are willing to help me make those dreams come true. And I think it's about being one step at a time, showing up, staying healthy, staying authentic, but staying curious too. You know what I mean? Like, I never think that I'm this like guru that you know, I've done it and now I'm gonna share my amazingness with you. No, I'm constantly learning from everyone. You know, and I think that's the biggest tool to use. You know?
It's true. But I think that's what's so important, that, I mean, I think that you share with people because you are very humble, smart, giving, introspective, that so many people aren't. And I think that's such
Tell my ex that, okay?
What?
Remind my ex. He needs to be reminded.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him what he's thinking.
By the way, you
I'm
really
sure
fucked
he's
up,
crying
okay? He's
I'm
amazing.
sure he's crying in the street. I'll make sure he will. I'm sure he will be after I tell him. No, but it's true, because you do have so many introspective qualities that a lot of humans unfortunately don't have.
Yeah.
That I've been around.
Especially
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
You know what it is too? I do have a group of very best girlfriends that I've been friends with. One of them, Dana Bill, I've been friends with since I was 7. Candace since I was 12. Like, you know, just like real friends who would slap me silly
Exactly.
if I wasn't. They're not having it. You know what I mean?
Same thing. I have friends that I'm friends with from grade school, from kindergarten. Same exact things. And like if we go out and like someone's like, "Oh, Margaret, let me take a picture." They're like, "Oh, girl, get away." This one, she was like, she's picking potatoes in the morning. You know.
Literally.
And
It's
I'm
good
just like,
though. It's important.
You know.
It's good because that's the real you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm in my house all freaking day, and
yeah, exactly.
World, someone ever wants a picture of me. I'm like, "Oh, you want a picture of me? Fabulous." I'm just so happy, right?
I love it.
I get so excited. I'm like,
I love it.
That's
When's your birthday?
April 9th.
April 9th. Is that Aries?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you?
I love an Aries. Betty Davis.
Yes.
Aries.
I just.
So weird.
It's so weird that I just found my picture. Someone sent me a picture of Betty Davis that I have to have framed because
I love her. She's my queen.
It's so funny. I just found it today, like right before I was getting on with you, like an hour.
That's interesting.
So
She's watching over us.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigarette.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to frame it. I have a wall in my living room that's all like old Hollywood photos. So
I love it. I love it.
When is your birthday?
October 30th.
Oh,
Day before Halloween, baby.
Day before Halloween. So what is that? Is that Libra?
Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio. That's why we get along. You know why? My husband's a Scorpio, November 12th.
I love it.
I love Aries and Scorpio are very good together.
It's a great mix because we're no bullshit. You know, and I think we ultimately respect people who are no bullshit.
Yes, and Scorpio,
You know?
Scorpio met. Well, because I know Scorpio, very passionate people. They are.
Yeah.
They're very passionate, loving,
Yeah.
giving, genuine
Yes.
people. I love a Scorpio.
Even my 2-year-old son is a Scorpio.
I know.
Oh, really?
He's a little smoocher.
Of course he is. I love it. And what's yours?
I'm a Capricorn. I was born on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Ooh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this year her 40th birthday, not
Yeah,
so good.
not
though,
so good.
because COVID.
You and we're the same age.
Oh, you're 42. This
Yep.
year. We have
Yep.
to do our birthdays again.
I'm 40 as well, not 42.
Not 42,
40,
yes,
no,
40
okay.
as well.
Both
40
of us are
as
40
well.
years old. We'll get
Don't
that.
make me older, damn it.
No,
No.
don't make us any older. Yeah, we have to have
I
our
love it.
birthdays again this year because this year
Yeah.
we do have to have a birthday.
Yeah, you know, it's
There was no gala, no big party, no like.
exactly. I know. I mean, hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be able to get back to some sort of normalcy if the vaccines become readily available, if they work, So, prayers to God, right?
So we have
Good.
some questions we ask everyone that comes on the podcast, and one of them is, what would you say your biggest big boy panty moment is, where you really had to pull up your big boy panties and just like get on with something, or something seemed like so big to you that you couldn't, that it was insurmountable, but you just had to pull on your big boy panties and get on with it?
I think when I choreographed the Billboard Music Awards, there was it was scary. It really was. But I think a testament to, I mean, it was major. It was every major artist, and I just sort of had to like catch my breath for a moment and just be like, okay, Isaac, this is meant for you. Just do the work, prepare, get your vision, be organized, and walk in again with confidence and like you know what you're doing, because you do. And I think walking in there and just realizing that I was ready and I was prepared and happy to be there. It was a great accomplishment for me personally, not and professionally.
That's
but really
a
sort
big
of
accomplishment. That's a
yeah. That was cool. I think also when I performed with Liza Minnelli on the Tony Awards, that was a moment where I sort of had to like slap myself
That's like
and be like, Isaac, pull it together. And also, by the way, the stage at Radio City Music Hall is really goddamn slippery. So that's what I was worried about. I was like, if you slip next to Liza Minnelli on live television, I can't. And so I was like, pull it together. And I did it, and it was great. So I think those moments were, the big boy panty moment. I think also dancing with Madonna. That was a moment.
That was like your idol.
That was a moment. I was like, Isaac, like, keep it cute. Don't start crying, okay?
Don't start crying.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I love you so much. Yeah.
That is, those are a lot of big boy panty moments.
Yeah.
Now, I always say I'm successful because I was 50% delusional, 50% determined.
Yep.
Delusional in a positive way, like to the fact is, I, like you said, I had no fear. What percentage delusional and determined do you think you are?
Whew. I think that's really interesting. I really like that.
Yeah, because some people are like, oh, I'm not delusional. I go, no, delusional is like
Wait.
It's not a negative.
It's not a negative.
It's not. I really like that, actually. I think I would have to say 50-50 as well. Because you have to have that sort of, I think it's less delusional and just having a sense of wonderment and being a dreamer. Being a dreamer, right?
That's
you have to be a dreamer, but then you have to work your ass off.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I like that. I like that 50-50. And I do feel that I can relate to that. Absolutely. Because I in many respects, I had a lot of the chips lined up against me in many ways. I'm not tall. I'm not white. I wasn't training in ballet since I was 4, like all these other boys when I got to New York. And so it didn't necessarily make sense. I was like, but I knew that I had to be there. And so
you knew you wanted to do it, and there was nothing going to stop you. But I'm sure people naysayed you when you're like, I'm taking a one-way ticket to New York. And
everyone.
I'm going to be this dancer. Exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, even when I was on Broadway, like getting to the next step. Oh, you'll never choreograph for a major artist. You'll never do this. But I never let it get me down. And maybe that comes from the 50%. Exactly.
Same thing with me. That's what I always say too. I hate to say my ex-business partner, and she always say, oh, wave to you when you're on TV. So now I always go, hi. Right?
I love it.
The fucking great dinner. I was like, no. Yeah. I was just like, it's so funny.
I love that.
I know.
Delusional, yes. Absolutely.
50% delusion, 50% determined. That's our And what's our last question?
And so we always say that we're very entrepreneurial. We're not going to sit down and write out a business plan, crunch the numbers. We go with our gut. So what's your most real advice that you could give to anyone with a dream listening today?
Nurture your passion, nurture your craft, and show the fuck up.
Good.
Yes.
I love it.
Period. Now, look, I've said this before. It's not just about having talent. It's not just about being pretty. It's not just about having money. Mm-hmm. It's about passion, discipline, and hard work. And that is everything. Have your vision, have your passion, and work at it every day. There's no days off. You know what I mean? When it comes to making that dream a reality, ultimately, you have to always be working at it, planning at it, and showcasing it. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's everything. It's everything.
That's great.
And never take no for an answer.
That's a big module.
If you can back it up with the goods, never take no for an answer, ever.
I agree.
That's a big
thing with me. I will say something funny. I normally wear pigtails a lot, and people used to fuck around with me with the pigtails. And I will say, I'm not knocking my network, but Today's Show would never put me on. They said I was not middle America enough. I was, that's NBC. That's my network now, whatever it was. But it's like, because I have pigtails, they're like, she's not coming out with pigtails. I was like, well, fuck it. I'm not taking out my pigtails. Because I used to do a lot of lifestyle expert stuff.
I love you.
I was on Fox, morning show, whatever it was. I was on CBS. I was on everything but NBC. Wow. And then Bravo put me on Housewives. So then they had no choice but to put me on.
I love it, baby.
Isn't that so funny?
Yes. See, it's all full circle, and it all happens the way it's supposed to.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
And oftentimes it's more powerful then. Really, I know. It is. It just is. It'll always be better. It'll always be better than what you even plan if you're just passionate and show up. Truly.
I agree. It's better sometimes the wait. Timing's everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It really.
Absolutely.
Well, tell everybody, I know where to find you, but I want you to tell everybody else where to find you.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Isaac Boots, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. Get torched with us, and that's it, baby.
You are the best.
Thank you.
I feel so inspired. You made my year.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I will definitely be getting torched as soon as I stop my coughing in like a week. I swear. As soon as I have my energy back. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see you again.
I can't wait to see you in person too. Okay.
I know, in person.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Love.
The world's a better place. Love you. Thank you so much, Isaac.
Bye, guys.
Okay. I'm obsessed.
I feel like now I have to go reassess all my own goals and work a little harder. I
1 year,
feel
2 years,
so
3 years, 5 years.
Inspired.
Well, you know what? He did it all.
You know what it is also? Like he said, I didn't train in ballet. I, wasn't tall. I wasn't white. I wasn't. He is something that you can't teach. And that's, we call it in England, the X Factor. Do you call it that here?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, you have the show.
Yeah, we have the show, the X Factor. It's that spark, that energy, that want to know more about someone.
Yes, and that comes from within. And people get down on themselves, but I want everyone to just be so inspired by him. He came from very humble beginnings.
Yes.
Like he said, his grandmother taught him love. His mother taught him a hustle. It's very interesting. He's so positive. Treat everybody with kindness. Just don't give up on your passion. Just everything he said is just so inspiring. And I think that's exactly what this podcast is about. Someone like him. And I love starting the year with him. And he's inspired me.
Yeah. And I also
and about the giving back. I love that.
Oh, the giving back. That was what blew me away, because in that industry, the entertainment industry, Broadway is shut down.
Mm-hmm.
There's no live music shows. It's very challenging to produce music videos. All the outlets that he worked in were all shut down overnight. And instead of taking that as like a sign to go under the covers and just forget it, he reassessed his goals. He looked for different avenues and in turn opened up a global brand that blew him up more than he could ever wish, whilst raising over $1 million. Over $1 million.
Over $1 million for No Kid Hungry. Over $1 million since March. Yeah. I mean, most, people have huge charity events and don't do that. So we have to reassess the way we do charity. We have to reassess the way we do charity. Well, Caviar Dreamers, I hope you enjoyed that, because now I am going to go do a torch class. I'll be getting in better shape. I suggest you guys do Torch by Isaac Boots. He's the most adorable thing I've ever seen.
Keep your eyes on these booties, because they're going to be lifted.
That's right. My booty's going to be tight.
Tight and torched.
Well, everybody, Caviar Dreamers, you can find me at The Real Margaret Josephs.
Find me at The Life of Mrs. B and at Caviar Dreams Tuna Fish Budget every week on a Wednesday, and wherever you find your podcasts.
Yes. Thank you.